Hey, back everybody. It's 9:41. Ben's back along with Pat Woodcock. This time around, we're going to talk about training.
Yep.
Right. We often talk with you about training.
Yeah.
Ben, are you a different kind of? Well, obviously you're a much bigger man, but are you a different kind of trainer than the average human being?
I like to take an intelligent approach to training as opposed to just moving weights from point A to point B. So I try to teach people the muscles communicate in terms of tension. So weight is irrelevant to what you do. It's a matter of increasing tension inside the muscle.
Well, what I found interesting was in the break we were just deciding what to do here, and we were like, well, we have no equipment, and the first thing you said, we don't need any.
I mean, a lot of viewers at home don't have access to equipment, so our job is to teach them ways that they can activate their muscles without the equipment.
Yeah, which is something you try to do as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you got athletes in the gym, that's one thing, but for the folks at home that aren't, training to be the fastest they can possibly be or as big as they can possibly be, you just want to make them healthy and strong and able to go through their life a little bit healthier.
And I guess the same principles apply not only in the training but the thought process. You have a goal in mind, as do individuals that you train.
Absolutely,
right?
Yep.
So what kind of things are we talking about here that you would do that we might look at and be familiar with?
Well, obviously, I mean, everyone needs to be targeted toward their goal. You need to think about whatever your goal happens to be, as you mentioned. The thing that I'm referring to is just increasing the amount of tension that you're applying on the implement that you're using. So an example we'll demonstrate here with Pat is just simply a way to increase the way you feel your squats. Everyone knows how to do a squat. It's very, very simple. People go, well, I don't really feel it where I need to feel it. So what you can do is just simply, just by standing there, you can just shove your feet out. So if you stand shoulder width apart, just gently, maybe 10% or 20% of your pressure, try to shove your feet out.
So push on the outside of your feet?
Now what automatically happens?
Well, your knees go out.
Right, and you feel
tension
contract.
here, right?
And now if you shove in, what happens?
Oh, it's in here now.
Now it's in here.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if we can actually imply that tension while we squat, we're going to increase the amount of muscular firing during the exercise.
Right. So you're actually
simple.
being specific about which muscles you're concentrating on, right?
Right. Well, a lot of people say, well, I really have a problem. Ladies will say I have problems with my saddlebags or my inner thighs, and how do I target those areas? Well, if you're at home and you don't have these inner and outer thigh machines that you may get at a gym, that's a great way to apply tension to those areas without having to go to the gym and do a specific exercise.
I understand what you're saying because I remember doing some training where even when you're doing curls, and a person told me one time at the top of the curl is squeeze that muscle. That enables you to concentrate on that particular area, right?
Right, exactly. So you're activating those muscles when you're doing a normal squat through a normal range of motion. You may not specifically activate those muscles. You activate whatever your body wants to activate according to how your body is just aligned.
Exactly.
So much of having success is creating that mind-body connection, not just doing the movement that's prescribed to you, but actually feeling the muscle work that you're trying to get to work, and that's the best way to get results out of it.
It does take a lot of concentration to get that activation going, don't you think?
Oh, well, absolutely. And generally you need somebody to teach you how to do it and show you how to do it properly, and then you got to just hit the repetitions.
You really have to
absolutely.
practice, right?
Yeah, certainly, and that's one of the things we get most common is, I don't really feel that muscle. Do you have any tips on how I can learn to feel that muscle? So that's one of the things I would teach you, or if someone would come to me and say, I don't really feel the bench press in my chest. Whereas the bench press is done with a bar, you just try to shove in. If you extend your arms out in front of you, and we're doing an imaginary bench press, and you just shove in, give me about 10 pounds of pressure shoving it, what happens?
Right.
Everything on the inside of your body is actually going to start contracting. Yeah. So if you can do that consciously while you're doing an exercise, and all of a sudden you get all this huge muscle activation that you may normally otherwise not
Even
get.
from that little bit of pressure,
10
you
pounds,
can really feel it
right.
instantly.
And the same thing works with the back, right? If you do it with your arms straight and you push out, what happens?
Yeah, it's all back
Everything
there.
back here.
Yeah. That's really cool, eh?
It's not just about loading up the bar with as much weight as you can. It's about feeling the muscle that you want to get results from.
You got a special weekend going on, and there's something happening after.
Yeah, right? well, Ben's going to talk on Saturday, and we're going to have the seminar, and then people are going to have the opportunity to come out to our facility in Canada and train with Ben on Sunday. Ben will run them through one of his typical programs and coach them up the way he would his regular clients.
That's cool.
Yeah, a pretty rare opportunity to have a professional bodybuilder come into town and
just trying to realize that everyone has their own goals, and we'll actually target everything toward your goals. You tell me what your goals are, and go, okay, well, I can see by your structure this is what you're lacking, so this is what we're going to teach you how to do, so you can work on one thing at a time.
And I think people, who are watching this, and the people who go to the seminar and hear what Ben has to say, and then go train with him after, should keep in mind one thing: you weren't always this way.
No, I was actually a skinny kid.
Were you a little skinny kid?
Yeah, I was 155 pounds, 5'10", and I'm 300 now actually, so almost double what I was.
You're 300 pounds right now?
Put it behind, players behind that.
I can hardly see Ben through you.
Jumping. Were you really? Yeah, I was 155 pounds, and I was actually a long distance runner and vegetarian. And my first year of training, I actually put on 80 pounds, and it was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just eating. I'm just eating. Yeah.
Are you still a vegetarian?
No, I'm not.
You can't be.
No. As soon as I switched from being a vegetarian to eating meat, I literally put 80 pounds in about 12 to 15 months.
Here I am trying to drop 80, Pat.
Yeah.
And I was a kid at the time.
We got more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
That's fun.